You know that feeling, right? That one where your brain is just foggy and your eyelids feel like they've got weights on them? Well, that's not just being tired, that's fatigue. And it's something pretty much all of us deal with. So today we're going to decode what's really going on when you feel that completely drained.
So, let's start with the big question. Are you just tired, or is it something more? We kind of toss those words around like they're the same thing, but they're really not. Being tired, that's just a normal response to, doing stuff. But fatigue, that's a state of impairment that can have some pretty serious consequences. Let's dig into that difference right now.
And here's the heart of it. Fatigue isn't about your muscles being sore from a workout. It's a lack of mental awareness that comes from not getting enough sleep. It means your brain just isn't firing on all cylinders. Keep that idea in your head, this mental impairment, because it's the key to everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so how do you know if what you're feeling is actually fatigue? Well, it's time to put on our detective hats. In this first section, we're going to look for the clues, the telltale signs our minds, our emotions, and our bodies give us when we're running on empty. First up, let's talk about what's going on in your head. Does any of this sound familiar? You're reading the same sentence over and over, you walk into a room and totally forget why you're there, or you're just making silly mistakes you'd never normally make. These aren't just random off moments. No, these are classic signs your brain is sleep-deprived and really struggling to keep up.
It's not just about brain fog. Fatigue totally hijacks your emotions too. All of a sudden, tiny little problems feel like huge disasters, your motivation just up and vanishes, and your patience is, well, it's paper thin. So that grumpiness you're feeling, it might not actually be you. It could just be your brain screaming for a little bit of rest.
And then, of course, you've got the physical signs we all recognize instantly, the yawning, the heavy eyelids. But let's focus on the most dangerous one here, microsleeps. These are these tiny, involuntary blackouts that last just a few seconds. Ever been driving and suddenly kind of snap back to reality, realizing you don't remember the last few seconds of the road? Yeah, that was probably a microsleep. And when you're behind the wheel, a few seconds is an absolute eternity.
So you've spotted the signs. But why does it matter so much? Can't you just push through? Well, pushing through fatigue isn't some badge of honor. It actually comes with very real and often hidden costs.
It's really that simple and that profound. This isn't some isolated problem that only pops up when you're trying to stay awake in a meeting. No, it bleeds into everything. Your safety, your health, your work, and yeah, even your wallet.
And this table just lays it all out perfectly. It's a domino effect, right? Slower reaction times on the road, that can be fatal. A weakened immune system means you're getting sick way more often. And poor concentration at work, that leads to mistakes that can be super costly. You can see how it all connects. Fatigue isn't just a feeling, it's a massive risk.
Okay, so we get it. We've identified the problem. We understand the stakes. So what can you do right now in the moment when you feel that wave of fatigue washing over you? Well, this next section is your practical first aid kit.
Think of these as your immediate go-to actions. And notice what's not on this list. Just push through it. Nope. The very first step is to admit it. Tell someone. From there, maybe a quick power nap or a cup of coffee can give you a temporary jolt. But the most important rule here, the one in all caps, is the last one. If you are fatigued, do not get behind the wheel. It is just not worth the risk. Period.
Now, those first aid tips are fantastic for an emergency, but that's what they are, temporary fixes. They're basically like putting a Band-Aid on a much deeper issue. To really truly solve the problem, we have to get to the root cause.
And here it is. The one and only true cure for fatigue is sleep. It's not a luxury, it's not optional, it is a fundamental biological need. So in this section, let's take a look at why it's so incredibly powerful.
I just love this definition, especially because it points out that sleep is an active process. Your body isn't just shutting down for the night. While you're unconscious, your brain and body are running this super sophisticated maintenance program, doing all these essential repairs that you just can't do while you're awake.
Just look at this job description. While you're sleeping, your body is repairing muscle tissue, it's locking in memories from the day, it's literally cleaning out toxins in your brain, and it's balancing everything from your immune system to your mood. This is exactly why you can't just hack your way out of needing sleep. And this right here is the bottom line. All the coffee, all the energy drinks in the world, they're just masking the problem. They can't do what actual sleep does. Nothing is more effective for preventing and beating fatigue. Nothing.
So knowing you need sleep is one thing, but
Actually getting good quality sleep, that's a whole other ballgame. So for our final section, let's build out your practical toolkit for getting the amazing rest you really need. And it really comes down to this simple breakdown. The do's, they're all about creating a sanctuary for sleep, making your room cool, dark, quiet, and routine. And the don'ts, they're all about avoiding things that stimulate you. And that includes the obvious stuff like caffeine, but also the blue light from your phone and even your own anxious thoughts. I mean, check out that last one. Worrying about falling asleep is one of the best ways to stay wide awake.
So there you have it. We've gone through the signs, the real costs, and the real solutions. Now the power is in your hands. You don't have to do everything all at once. Just pick one thing from that list, one small change you can make tonight. Because better sleep is the foundation for a safer, healthier, and just better tomorrow. So what's your one thing gonna be?